We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with BMRA, and this is one of the stocks that I mentioned over at the Discord on Friday morning. It turned out to be a home run opportunity. It was phenomenal, but beyond that, this stock has turned into one of the top possible stocks to possibly squeeze. We're going to look at the data together. We're going to talk about what's going on in the charts on the 30-minute, on the 1 day. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunities I mentioned on Friday morning over at the Discord, and that is something you can become part of as well. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord if you're interested. And we're going to jump right into it here with BMRA. So the home runs of the day were spectacular despite the fact that the S&P 500 index continues to struggle to get back to all-time highs. But I will continue to look for opportunities like these every single day, and that's what we strive for over at the Invest for Tomorrow community. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. I would like to invite you to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So the stocks I mentioned this morning were BMRA, PALT, and GROM. This was our worst performer, giving small jumps of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%. But let's go ahead and look at these charts here of these home runs. So PALT was one of our home runs yesterday. Mentioned it in the pre-market when it was sitting sideways, started to move up, dipped after the bell, and took off to a highest point from the moment that I mentioned it of 20% plus. Now our other home run opportunity turned out to be a 20% plus move as well, but it was a little bit different, and this is BMRA. It was starting to move upwards towards the bell, and it was just going constantly downwards, but it had pops of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%, about 3 times here before hitting a bottom and reversing, giving an opportunity of a highest point of 20% plus, guys. And this is something you can become part of as well. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and we look forward to having you join us. Now, a lot of people have been asking questions on 42 Vision and what it is. I do chart analysis with it, and it's an indicator that you can gain access to by joining the 42 Vision tier level. And what it does is bring clarity for me in the charts, right? I could see the dips and I could see the rips, right? And right there where there's weakness and where there's strength, to be able to see the 5 to 10%, 10 to 20% moves, no matter what chart it is and no matter what time frame it is, right? This is based off the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, you could see it 15, 30 minute, whatever it is that you're looking for. But it allows me to see when things are overextending, going into that shift of weakness and shifting back up to momentum. And that's how I'm able to catch the dips, ride the rips, and avoid those dips that look like a possible dip opportunity and turn out to be the dip of the dip of the dip. And then right there is the reversal again, and you can see the strength based off the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and it allows me to be able to see the 5 to 10% moves, 10 to 20%, and 20% plus moves as well. So if that's something that interests you and you're trying to be able to gain more clarity of what goes on in the charts, quiet down the noise, and be able to focus on maximizing opportunities, you may want to check it out. Let's jump into these charts. So when we look here at BMRA from the 1 day chart, you could see how much strength it had after the news that came out with Walmart. As you saw, it was one of the stocks that I mentioned on Friday morning, turned out to dip, and it started skyrocketing, giving a 20% plus opportunity. And when we look at it back towards the 30-minute, there was strength, and it's holding itself up, consolidating within this area. So why is it one of the top stocks to possibly squeeze right now? And there's some things going on with this chart and the data that all adds up to a possible explosive squeeze like the one we saw way back in March for this stock. Way back in March, or even like this one right here back in June going into July, it went from $5 all the way to $12. And the reason being is because this stock does not have a lot of short interest, but it is the top possible stock right now based off the short squeeze score and the days to cover, guys. I think this is one of the biggest things to be aware of, and seeing days to cover this high is not always seen. And we're going to talk about why this is so important. So let's go ahead and look here at the short interest data. So the first thing is the short squeeze score is 97.22. It is the #1 ranking on the list The short interest is not that high. It's only 9%, but the borrow fee rate is also kind of low at 46, and we have days to cover of 20.89. That is one of the highest ones I've seen in a while. And if you go through this list, there's just a few others, but they're really low on the ranking, and this one is number 1 right now. So if the bulls can hold this up, right, or push it even higher as soon as the shorts start to cover, which I'm not sure right now if shorts have started to cover yet, or if they're thinking about it at these levels. They're trying to possibly see what's going to happen, if things are going to cool off after this news and it was just hype and speculation. If not, they're going to get forced to cover, and with this days to cover being so high, they don't have the flexibility. If you've been watching my other videos on ATER and other stocks that I've talked about, with days to cover being so low, they don't have the flexibility to cover and then reposition themselves as shorts again. What happens is they're forced to cover, and they have to stay covered until it comes to a point where they can go ahead and reposition themselves after things have exploded, because the higher the days to cover, the higher it's going to go. So it's not going to allow them to be able to reposition themselves right away. If not, they're forced to turn from shorts and bears to bulls. And you can see here the short shares availability is 100,000, and the short volume was pretty high on the 1st, which was Friday. We're going to have to see if this starts to go lower, if this goes higher right here, because the higher this goes, that means the more covering, and the more covering that happens, the more explosive it could be and turn, due to the fact of the days to cover. I know this is pretty low, but this is a low float stock, so 10% is pretty high for the amount of share float, but 20 days to cover is huge, guys. This could be explosive like we've seen before in the charts, just based off that data. We're going to have to see if the bulls can hold up, because this news is pretty big. It is a big step forward for the revenue and growth of the company, partnering to go ahead and sell their items through Walmart. But that doesn't really mean that this is just going to explode. We got to watch this, and we need to see current levels. So the main thing right now is the support of 555. It needs to stay above that, and the bulls need to break through this high here of 665, guys, and turn that into a support so they can push upwards, pull further away, and eventually force shorts to cover. So I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below in the comments section. If you guys like this video, please let me know, because if you're liking this information and you're liking this 42 vision setup to allow you to see the charts better, I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. It's going to be very interesting, because on the 30-minute, it's been showing strength, and on the 1 day, it does show that things have overextended, and it's going to be a point where we're going to have to watch and see if it can continue that overextension and push upwards with the green candlesticks and not reverse into a downward trend, because it could cool off because of the hype and speculation and hand over the leverage back to the bears. But at these levels, with this current state of data, this is definitely one to be watching and keep on your radar very closely before it takes off, if it does. Because all this data and the charts itself, if the bulls can go ahead and break through resistance levels and hold it up, it's going to force shorts eventually to cover, and with that days to cover, it could be pretty explosive. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.